All right, that should be fine. So what's up, guys? This is Awesome of Otakify, and I have a guest with me.
Hi, my name is Ryan Alexander Holmes, and this is my real voice.
Ryan's one of my best friends. We go
Way
like
back.
16 years back.
Back to freshman basketball tryouts.
Bro. Nah, before that. Summer school.
Summer school.
Prior.
Oh my
Prior.
god, like 6th, 7th grade.
Prior. Yeah,
Yes.
bro.
We were
We go way
nerds
back.
even then. We were nerds even then.
So today we're actually gonna be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist.
Woo!
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ryan just finished watching Brotherhood.
Yeah, and I first watched MFA. I mean, not MFA. FMA. FMA.
Motherfucking Alchemist.
Motherfucking alchemist, motherfucker. Motherfucker. No, I watched FMA first, which was not as enjoyable as FMA:B.
FMA:B.
It's a shorter way to say it, I guess. Not
Yeah,
really.
well, this particular podcast actually got sparked by this conversation that I had again with Hermsar. So if you guys have listened, this is, I don't even know what episode I'm gonna make this be, but like, if you go back, there's a podcast where we're talking about whether or not Full Metal Alchemist is overrated. Hermsar said it was overrated.
Well, maybe-
and I had an issue with it.
maybe FMA is, but not FMA:B.
:B. Oh my gosh. Yo, real talk. I still can't fathom how Full Metal Alchemist would be overrated unless you were talking about Full Metal Alchemist itself, which
Yeah.
by itself is still good. It's still good. It's just not Brotherhood.
It is
man.
good.
Brotherhood is like,
It is good.
you watch FMA and then you take a bunch of drugs and then you see the real world.
Yeah.
And that's Brotherhood.
Yeah, man. Brotherhood's real. It's not that fairy tale, fairy dust shit. Okay? The real world. Real life consequences and death and blood and gore.
It is a little bit more gory. Actually.
Yeah. But the relationships and the story character arcs are just better. The narrative's better, I think.
It's more in depth. Okay, so like, all right, tell me your take. Like, first off, I mean, I think you've already kind of alluded to it, but like, what's your take on the comparison between FMA and FMA:B?
Well, FMA, I keep on thinking I'm gonna say MFA.
Motherfucking Alchemist.
FMA was just clear from the beginning, right? I feel like if I didn't watch FMA first, I would be really confused watching Brotherhood.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel like that's a really good point, and I
Yeah.
feel like I have to tell people that all the time. Like, you have to watch Full Metal Alchemist before you watch.
You have to
Brotherhood.
suffer before you reap the fruits, okay?
But you don't even know it's suffering though. Like, you watch Full Metal Alchemist and you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, but
cool.
sometimes, oh man, some episodes would just be like, what am I watching? Like, why? What is this about? There's like some very clear filler episodes that are just sprinkled in FMA, and they were just difficult to watch. But I had
Really?
I had to watch them. There was the Butcher
Okay,
episode.
I'm actually curious now. I didn't feel like FMA had that many fillers.
It didn't have that many. I don't think it had that many, but it had enough for where I was like, oh man, because an episode is like 24 minutes. It's a lot of time, man. It's a lot of time for filler, man. So I just, there's the Butcher episode. There's just like a lot of explanations. Shao Tucker was a huge character, and in MFA, God damn it, FMA. Which I actually preferred his story to be way shorter than it was.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't need it. Okay, he's a creep. He's a creepity creep, and he turned his daughter and his wife into chimeras. Okay?
Oh man.
He does not deserve any screen time, god damn it.
But you know what though? Like,
I liked the
They didn't make Shao Tucker's section that big in Brotherhood, right? Like,
no,
it was kind of like
it was like one episode basically.
I felt like they didn't do justice.
He didn't come back. He died. Scar killed him right away. Whereas in FMA, he had a 2-episode arc, right? But they didn't kill him until Scar killed him way later, and his daughter Chimera way later.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna disagree with you a little bit on the length of the Shao Tucker thing because I feel like they made a huge deal about the things that you can't do, right? They made a really big deal about not making chimeras, and they made a really big deal about not bringing people back from the dead.
Yeah.
And so, like, the fact that, like, you know, they took the time to actually, like, show, like, oh man, I have to do this project, and like, oh, look what I've created. It's like, where's your daughter?
Yeah, but they still.
Where's your daughter?
I think they still had that though. They still had that in Brotherhood. It was just condensed. It was a condensed version. You know,
it didn't seem as dramatic.
It's like, I would love to see a condensed version of Dragon Ball Z, where they're not talking back and forth about how strong they are and how much they're gonna power up and how much they're gonna kick each other's asses, and it takes 10 episodes. And then they fight, and then it's over.
Wait, don't they have like an abridged version of
I
DBZ?
hope it's not like comedic. I hope it's like actually a real condensed version, not like they just some asshole just cut it up together. So you know,
just cut out. No, yeah, supposedly they cut out all the filler. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but it was before they came out with Super, and I guess it was so that people could catch up before they watched
quickly,
Super.
As opposed to suffering. And suffering. And suffering. You remember that?
DBZ's a really long anime.
I know, but do you remember that, dude? Do you remember, like, at home as a kid, you'd rush home, like, if you had an after-school program, because it came out like 5. It came on at like 5 or 5:30. You rush home, and you'd be like, Mom, I have to watch this. Don't you know? I'm in Cartoon Network, channel 46, please. Mom, please. And she turns it on, and, you know, sit there and you watch it, and like you rushed home for nothing because they basically like took one step forward in the fight. You know, they didn't throw a punch.
You just said something that resonated with me so much. I think anybody that watched DBZ, if you were watching DBZ on Toonami, not only the filler episodes, but the fact that when they started a new saga, they'd started all the way over again.
Yeah, what? They took advantage of us, man. Dude, that should be illegal.
I don't know, man. I think they were trying to make sure that we were up to speed with everything that was going on.
Crack cocaine to kids, dude. They could not watch it. They had to watch it, even when it pissed them off. And nothing happened. They had to just keep watching it. They were never at any point where they're like, fuck that show. They were like, no, when is Gohan gonna beat Frieza? Is Goku gonna use a spirit bomb? Oh my god, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna go Super Saiyan. Like, you're just so like drugged out on the DBZ high.
That's really funny.
I heard rumors that there's like a Super Saiyan 2 and 3. And even a 4. But my friend who's Japanese, he showed me the comics. So I think, but I don't know if that's like gonna translate into the American anime. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that's actually pretty true. So true. Also, these are all true things.
All things I thought about. I used to have I know this is for FMA, but I don't care. My brother and I used to, you know, those 3-ring binders that you used to have for like individual classes.
Yeah.
And there was like an option of a 1/2 inch or a whole inch.
Yeah.
Pause. I don't know. Pause. And and you could put,
just in case,
you could put like more sheets if it was bigger, obviously. So we got the bigger binder, and my brother and I would print out pictures online of just random Dragon Ball Z pictures that we find. You know, we just print them out. We would just print them out on our computer, and our computer kept running out of ink. And our parents would get mad at us, and they told us, like, there's a setting on the printer, okay? Make it black and white or make it econo fast instead of, like, fully... Econo fast is, like, it prints really fast in color, but doesn't give you the full detail.
Right.
And me and my brother were like, okay. Then we looked at each other like, no, fuck that. We want the full quality resolution, printed out pictures of these fucking Super Saiyans. And so we printed out, like, we kept printing it out. The printer kept losing ink, but we had our very glossy, high resolution Dragon Ball Z photos.
Oh my god.
It was great.
That's so funny, bro. That's really funny.
So that's when the addiction.
Anyways.
That's when the addiction to anime started. Anyway, FMA. What about it? What do you want? What you want to know? Okay, I got a PhD in it.
Okay. A pretty huge dick.
Yeah.
So Brotherhood, does it really stand up to the hype? Like, do you feel like it stands up to the hype? And if so, why?
So I think it does. And I know everyone has their own personal opinion, but to me, the reason why, to me, it's such a important anime and why I love it so much is because I have a very close relationship with my brother. And and also the dynamic between the two brothers, Alphonse and Edward, is like exactly the same as me and my brother. I mean, you know Reynolds.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Wait, so you're Alphonse?
I'm 100% Alphonse. 100%. And I'll admit it, Alphonse is kind of like a little bit. I'm not gonna dog Alphonse. Let me dog Edward first, because that's my brother. He's shorter than me. That's a huge thing. And and not only is he shorter than me, he hates that he's shorter than me. He's not necessarily short. I mean, he was though. When he was, how old are the characters? 14 and 15.
They're like, yeah.
Dude, when my brother was 14, he was like 5'1", and when I was 14, I was 6'1".
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's grown now. Like he's 5'10" now at least, and I'm 6'3". But that gap was incredibly huge. You know what I mean? I basically might have been a dude in armor, a tall ass dude in armor compared to him.
That's really funny.
So
that's good imagery there.
Yeah.
That you've put there.
Exactly. So all those short jokes, I'm just dying because like that's right. And he also has a short fuse. He had a short fuse growing up. I mean, he still does. I don't think he's ever gonna listen to this, so fuck it. Yeah, he still has a short fuse. He gets angry as fuck real quick. And like Alphonse is like sort of the sensitive brother, is always trying to find the right thing to do and doesn't act out of anger. He acts out of compassion all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like I'm not a saint, but I do stop. I do not act out of anger. I stop to assess the situation before I go forward. You know, sometimes to a fault, just like Alphonse. You're just like, sometimes you're just in the anime watching, you're just like, Alphonse, just go and do it. Just get up and go do the thing. Smack him around, okay? He's beating your brother up. Stop screaming. Whereas Alphonse, if like anything's going down, he just rushes in and just beats the shit out of him. Even if the dude's
Edward?
Edward, yeah. Even if the dude is gigantic or like definitely could kick his ass, he just goes in full force and always can hold his own because he believes in himself so much. And the anger propels him. And that's just like my brother. Man.
Dang, dude, maybe that's why they made his jacket red.
Yeah. Red is anger, man. So does it live up to the hype? I do think so because of that dynamic, because that's basically the crux of the story. Is these brothers who and also the family ties are very strong. Right? I mean, they love their mother. Alphonse, Edward loves his dad, even though he doesn't really admit it. He has daddy issues, right? And Alphonse just loves his dad. I mean, he loves everybody. And also the moral compass of the show. They, no matter what, they always want to figure out what is the right thing to do and do the right thing. And I appreciated that.
Yeah, you know, in the previous podcast where we talked about Fullmetal Alchemist, I mentioned the possibility that maybe it has a lot to do with like your relationship. Like if you have a sibling, like do you find Brotherhood to be better because you have a sibling?
Brotherhood better than FMA by itself?
Yeah,
The
or
first iteration.
just like Full Metal Alchemist as a whole.
I think so. I think so. I mean, it was the same way in Dragon Ball Z when Goten and Gohan came on the scene. You know, I was like, oh shit. Well, I'm Goten, and you're Gohan. Duh. Now I have an actual character that is my favorite. I don't know. It just fit. If you can, I feel like that's anything in life. It's like if you can make people relate to these characters, you're winning as a writer or as a creative person creating any kind of art, whether it's, you know, anime or a movie, a live action movie, you know?
Right. Speaking of live action, did you see the live action
Absolutely
movie?
not. Absolutely the fuck not.
Dude, I will say this. Me and Mike from Otakify, we saw it was actually a poorly put together trailer at Anime Expo, not this year, but the year previous. And we were super hyped because they actually used Japanese people in it. We were like, oh my gosh, they're actually using Japanese people.
Yeah, which is weird, though.
Why do you say that?
Because they're in a mistress.
Because they're white?
And it's a point that they have blonde hair and blue eyes. That's a huge point. I'm all for color, but y'all Japanese people wrote it, so you can't get mad at me saying that because you wrote it to be Eurocentric. Yeah.
Yeah, actually they did. And that has a lot to do with like the locations that they're in and stuff too. Because when May comes on the scene, like she's clearly from the Far East.
Yeah, May and Fu and Lan
and Scar
and Xing.
Scar is clearly from the Middle East.
Yeah.
So like
Scar's a nigga, man. I mean, what are they? Oh God, I forgot what they're called. Damn, do you remember what
the Shambhala?
the Ishvalans. AKA black people. No, they're actually the Jews. They're actually Jewish. They're actually Jewish. If we're being real.
You think they're Jews?
No.
Do you think that's the line that they're drawing?
Dude, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Because they were prosecuted, or
Not
like
even
because
that,
it was genocide?
Not even just that. Yeah, absolutely that. But the fucking Emestrians are Nazis, man. It's like the Nazi party won. It's very clear in Brotherhood in the beginning. The beginning of Brotherhood really like slaps you in the face with it, whereas FMA, you don't really learn it like right away. You sort of ease into it, but the beginning of Brotherhood just shows like the extermination of these people, like the calculated extermination of the Ishvalans. And I was like, and they also show the blonde-haired, blue-eyed soldiers marching, emphasis on their blue eyes, you know. And you're like, oh my God, this is the Nazi extermination of the Jews, point blank, period. It just was. You know?
That's really interesting.
It's like if
mostly because like when I thought about the government, like especially in Brotherhood, when you look at the government,
yeah,
like and how the Pentagon basically is like a big ass transmutation circle. I was like, yo, that shit looks a lot like America, actually.
America. Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's going to be parallels. We're a very militarized state, you know? So there's definitely parallels to that. And also the writing is coming from, you know, a person. I don't know the writer's name. I definitely should know the writer's name, but she's a genius. She is a genius. But I really think those Western influences are very prevalent in the writing of the show. For sure. And also philosophy is huge.
Bro, the philosophy. Oh my God.
It's huge in the show.
I'm such a sucker for like philosophical anime.
Yeah. I mean, the majority of them are, at least the ones that I've watched.
Yeah, the ones that I've watched.
Dragon Ball.
I mean,
Dragon Ball Z
there's
is not really. I mean, it kind of is when he dies and you go to that heaven place
where he's like running with
But it can't be too cerebral because it's for like kids. They got it.
Well, yeah, that's what I talked about that in a couple different like podcasts where there's like multiple tiers of anime, where there's like the low level, where you have like DBZ, like Sailor Moon.
Is Naruto down there? or
I
mid-tier?
honestly haven't watched Naruto.
I haven't watched Naruto.
It gives me low tier vibes.
It does, because it was so popular when we were kids.
Yeah.
And like Yu-Gi-Oh for sure.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon,
Digimon.
like all that stuff is like, that's like really, like, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen Soul Eater, but like I put Soul Eater down there.
You know what's funny, man? Is that like when I talk to you know, the regular plebeians, regular citizens that don't watch anime, they probably think that we're like watching those. In their mind, it's like, oh, you watch anime? You watch Digimon? Oh my god!
Are you watching Digimon?
How old are you? Like, that's what they think. But no, we're watching some like, okay, we're watching
Attack on Titan. Yeah, Dead Man Wonderland.
We're watching some shit where some shit goes down. Okay, and you gotta think it's cerebral. Okay?
I mean, you know, there's some people that watch that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's some people that still watch Digimon and such.
Yeah,
but I needed a heavier drug.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I need a hit.
Right? You move up in tiers of drugs. Just like there's tiers, like you said, there's tiers of drugs, right? You start with like the soft core stuff, DBZ. DBZ, what would be a soft core drug? I don't know. Marijuana, maybe? Then you step it up. You go to the mid tier, okay? What's a mid tier anime? What would you consider a mid tier anime?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Inuyasha?
Bleach.
Inuyasha? Bleach?
Nah, Inuyasha's low tier to me.
Okay, so
like Bleach, I'd say Bleach, like to me, Bleach felt like grown up DBZ.
So
because like it's a power up anime, but like, you know, there's a little more shit going on than like, oh, I'm an alien and I just really love fighting. It's like I'm a humanoid alien that just really loves fighting, and all these bad guys keep showing up. It's like Ichigo is actually like striving for certain things. Like he's like, oh crap, I got thrown into this world. Like, what do I do? Oh crap, my family's in danger. And then that like awakens like his Soul Reaper powers. Yeah. And then he's like, and then he accidentally stole the Soul Reaper powers from Rukia. And then he was just like, oh shit, like, oh damn, they're gonna kill her because of that? Like, that's horrible. Like, they shouldn't be killing her. And then he goes and like tries to rescue her, and like his friends come along, and like he's constantly having to power up in order to fight like these guards and like these lieutenants and shit. And he's just like, dude, I was just a regular human, but apparently I wasn't, because I have all these powers. So like now I actually have to like power up, and he actually has like a purpose. Yeah. Like behind what he's doing. So I would consider Bleach to be like a mid tier. Okay.
So that's like, so Inuyasha's like sniffing markers, and Bleach is like popping pills or scissor.
Or doing shrooms, maybe.
Or doing shrooms. And then we go to the high tier. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's where FMA might be mid tier. High mid tier. And Brotherhood is high tier. So like
Brotherhood is heroin.
Brotherhood is fucking crystal meth, baby. Crystal meth, baby.
Yeah. Actually, you know, to keep it real with you, like, I feel like Death Note is like a crystal meth one. Because it's like, after I watched it, I was like, am I ever going to find an anime like this again? Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to find another show like this.
Death Note was crazy, man. God. That's the first anime. That's like when I had my reawakening, when you're like, dude, watch Death Note. And I was still like, you watch cartoons, man? Still? You watching Digimon and Pokemon too? I'm gonna throw those in there too, huh?
Oh my god.
No, but then I watched that. I was like, oh, I get why people watch anime, because it's fucking dope. Yeah, and it made me think. It made me just, because I like anime that makes you step outside the anime and do some research into philosophy and history of your own. You know? Yeah. It becomes an education process. An education process on your own terms.
Yeah, dude.
Which is pretty sweet, because you get to watch a cartoon at the same time.
Yeah, bro. Like, when I was in college, that's when I started watching Death Note, and one of my favorite teachers was my philosophy teacher, and I started telling him about Death Note, and he was like, "Oh, like those concepts already exist." Yeah, yeah. Like that's like Greek shit. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, man. I mean, every story is coming from somewhere else, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of people
and that's one of the things I really love about anime.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they incorporate all this like historical shit. They might warp it kind of.
Yeah, they definitely
like,
warp it and make it their own. Same thing in Attack on Titan. There's a lot of references to mythology in it. Yeah, and same thing in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, for sure.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, Brotherhood is so good to me. Like that's top 5 to me.
And it's
top
just
5
so so. I think the reason why it's so much more more successful than Fullmetal Alchemist.
I don't know that.
I don't know if it's
necessarily the case,
but it's just I cared about all these characters, all of these characters. I cared about all of them. There wasn't a character where I was like, this guy sucks, or this girl, I don't understand what her thing is. Everyone had a driving factor that was very deeply implanted and rooted in them. You know?
Yeah.
Like
everybody did want something.
May wanted to make her clan be powerful in Xing. Ling Yao wanted to be the emperor of Xing, and Fu and Lan Fan were devoted to protecting him at all costs. And there's also always love under the relationships, right? Like Lan Fan and Ling, they fucking loved each other, you know. There's roles that they need to fulfill, right? And they devoted themselves to fulfilling those roles, but they loved each other. And Winry and Ed.
Winry and Ed. I mean, even Alphonse and May.
Alphonse and May, and Olivier and her brother. There's love there, you know. Not incest, okay? But like love. There's
they had like a love and deep like.
Yeah. Even though
it's funny, like I consider that to be a brother.
Yeah. Brotherhood too. Even though their dynamic is like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm better than you. When push came to shove, these motherfuckers are laying their lives out for each other. And for me, I'm just like, that reminds me of me and my family's relationships. Like I would literally die for my brother, you know? So it's just like, oh my God, he's doing what I would do. Oh, this is so good. I love this shit.
Yeah, bro, honestly, I just can't see how Fullmetal Alchemist would be overrated.
Are we talking about Brotherhood or Fullmetal Alchemist being overrated?
Brotherhood.
Okay, yeah. I just don't understand.
But you have to watch the whole thing. I don't
understand. I mean, I think these people just watched like the first 2 episodes and they're like, what the fuck is going on? You know? Because it's confusing as fuck in the beginning. You don't know who these characters are, where they are, what's going on. I just did because I watched Fullmetal Alchemist first, you know?
Right. Yeah, they just kind of throw you into the deep end on Brotherhood.
Yeah, but you will, if you hang in there and watch it through, you'll start to get it.
Yeah, honestly, there's only been like 2 anime that I've watched that I was just like, the fuck is this?
Like what?
Spiral. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
No.
Spiral with like the Boledo children. There's like Blade children or whatever. It's like they were like born a certain way and like they're all missing a certain rib, but they have like this like crazy like intellect, but like I don't know, dude. I got all the way to fucking like episode 20 and I was still like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. How you went
that far into that anime?
Because I was dedicated. You know what it was? Eyes Rutherford, who's one of the characters, he plays piano, and so like there was like really dope music.
Got it.
So I was just like,
got it.
Okay, yep. At least the music's good. We'll see where this is going. Mm-hmm. That one and Mushishi. Yeah, Mushishi. I think that anime like. People say like, oh my God, it's such a calming one. It's like, yeah, I watch that shit before I go to sleep because it puts me to sleep
because it's boring as fuck.
I'm just like, what's going on? Everybody's like, it's the most beautiful, calming, peaceful anime. And I'm just like, bro, I can't watch this.
Okay. Well,
unless I'm just like
I'll steer clear from those.
Yeah. I don't recommend those.
Yeah.
Though I do still kind of want to know what the hell happens in Spiral because there's all sorts of explosions.
That's what gets you sometimes, dude. That's what gets you.
It's I'm just like, bro, but you should have told me what this was about by now.
Yeah, where does this end?
Some anime is like only 10 episodes and your ass.
Yeah.
Your ass is freaking over here and I still don't know what's going on by episode 20.
Mm-hmm. Like, what is happening?
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you give it a fair shot, it's a very impactful anime. Like, it's Brotherhood, man.
Just rooting. I'm just always rooting for the characters. Like, so many characters switch sides, you know, from bad to good. And a few of them a few of them go like a few of them like stay bad no matter what, but their bad is not bad to them. Their bad is there is a purpose that they feel is right and needs to happen. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Crimson Alchemist and
Mustang.
And well, Mustang's a good guy, but he's a bad guy turned good guy, which is you always root for that.
Oh, because he like did the Ishvalan like thing,
yeah,
and
he
then
killed
it was just
mad
like
people, but he realized his ways, and also they all realized the origin of the war was basically because of envy. Envy pretended to be a kid, or no, she pretended to be a Ishvalan soldier and murdered not an Ishvalan soldier, a Mestress soldier, and murdered this innocent ass cute Ishvalan kid, and that's what started the war.
Yo, you know what? They don't even really explain that in FMA.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like,
it's only in Brotherhood that they actually explain what the hell's going on.
Yeah, they don't expand the world at all. You're just like, what? Wait, you're fighting? Okay, you're just fighting. Got it. You don't like each other. Okay. Whereas they go deep into the whole origins of why they're fighting, and, you know, also what war is and how war can just be set off by a circumstance that basically was misunderstood and misconstrued, and now millions of people are dying. You know, the purposelessness of war is what it showed.
Dude, Full Metal Alchemist is pretty heavy. Plus, like, Brotherhood, bro, the other difference too is like it's a lot easier to kill the homunculi
in what, Brotherhood?
In FMA?
In FMA.
No, in Brotherhood, dude,
it's hard in Brotherhood.
Where Mustang has to, like, he was like, oh, so you're not gonna die for sure? I'm just gonna keep burning you,
dude. Mustang's G, man.
He's such a G. And
he has
bro.
Hawkeye. He has Hawkeye. She's just down as. She's down as fuck, real. Man. She's down as fuck. I wish I had a Hawkeye.
Super down.
I really wish I had a Hawkeye. Hawkeye, if you're out there, baby, I just want to tell you, come find me. Come find me.
I'm gonna put your Instagram in the description.
Find ya boy. All right.
So she can come find the beautiful Ryan Alexander Holmes.
Ryan Alexander Mustang.
Ryan Alexander Mustang.
Yeah. And then you had all those chimeras that turned good, that were on Kimberly's side.
Oh yeah,
good. Sampano and Jerzo. Did all their names rhyme? I don't know. Whatever. But you had those people coming back. You even had those bad guys who were murderers that got their souls bonded to armor. And the dialogue makes you understand. That's what I appreciate about Brotherhood too. That's what I appreciate about Brotherhood is the dialogue and how these characters, bad guys and good guys, they elaborate on their perspective and let you see through the veneer of just their outside appearance. You get to know who they really are and what's really driving them. And I think without that, it would just be, you know, it would be like Dragon Ball Z. It would be like, I'm good, I fight you because you bad. And you're bad just because you're bad.
Right, and there's no reason.
Yeah.
Kakarot! Brotherhood, like...
You must die! Why, though? Shut up, I don't know. I hate you. Then it's, you know...
Because I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, and I need to be the strongest person ever.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, but I was like talking about like Frieza.
Oh, yeah, Frieza's just like, yeah, I'm just killing everybody because I just want to be the strongest in the universe. Which, boy, is he dead wrong.
I know, man.
There's so many, and somehow all of them end up coming to Earth. All of them end up coming to Earth.
Yeah,
like
all of them.
It's like Frieza's like, yeah, I'm the strongest person in the universe, and then it's like, oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, no.
There's a bunch of other stronger people.
A lot of other stronger people than you. So just take a seat and get chopped in half. By a disc.
Multiple times.
By a disc.
multiple
But he
times.
didn't give up.
By the disc.
He never really
and
gave
then
up. So.
by Trunks comes through and slices him up.
Yeah. Just like, dude, give up.
Like right after he got put back together.
Yeah.
And then
It's so funny because he thought he was the shit. And he just gets diced
Mecha
up.
Frieza or whatever his name is.
Boy got diced up real quick, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit.
And then he gets messed up again in Resurrection F when he's like, "Oh my god, I'm gold now. I'm purple and gold." And he's like, "I've achieved this new form that I never knew that I could achieve." And then Goku and Vegeta are like Super Saiyan God, and they're just like, "Yeah, but
and they just flick him with their pinky
really
finger.
Not concerned. Maybe you should have like worked on that a little more before you came here.
Yeah,
maybe you should.
Yeah,
back to the drawing board.
Yeah, we'll give you some time. Go ahead and leave. We won't even.
Frieza just gets did all the time,
dude. So much, and
but he was scary initially. But anyways,
yeah. Brotherhood. I loved
Brotherhood.
Also the humor, the mix between and it wasn't as sentimental as Full Metal Alchemist. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't as...
You feel like Brotherhood was like more of a matter-of-fact kind of thing?
Not really matter of fact, but just like, this is what it is. We'll show you instead of telling you. You know? We'll show you more than we tell you. I think it was more action-based than it was expositional, which is the opposite for FMA. Characters
that's a good point too, actually.
Just vomiting their thoughts, and you're just like, why are you saying all this out loud? This is not something you'd say out loud. This sounds ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. You don't even sound like a human being. You know, whereas it was more action oriented and purpose driven in Brotherhood. I mean, shit, they had fucking 10 years to improve it. Something like that, like 8 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Side note, I just want to say that Ryan is an actor. He's read several plays and books, so he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Way more than several, but yeah.
He has excellent analysis.
Try hundreds. But like, if you know, I'm an actor, in order to play a role, you have to have all that. You have to have, the character has to be a well-written character. You have to know his purpose. It helps to have that backstory, which all these characters do have a backstory, even if it's just like kind of thrown in there, like the Chimera characters, where they're like, I don't want to. When Alphonse confronts them, and he's like, you just want us to kill you? He's like, yeah. Why would I want to live this way? It's like, but don't you have a family to go back to? And they're like, yeah, actually we do, but I don't think they'd accept us the way we are. He's like, why wouldn't they accept you for who you are? You're their family. Oh yeah, you're right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have, right. And they bring in a whole backstory, and then they become central characters to the theme, and are just down for the cause. And it's also because of Alphonse's passion or compassion that he. Yeah. And I love also the fact that Brotherhood is not just a static story. They're constantly traveling, constantly picking up new people along the way, bringing them back, forming new relationships that last, that really do last, because they care about people. They really care about people, and they don't want anything to happen to them, or happen to the people that they care about. And they end up caring about everybody. Whereas Scar went through some, and this is the juxtaposition, right? You have Scar, who's a character that just went through absolute pain and anguish and agony, saw his entire family incinerated in front of him. And he decides that he's gonna seek revenge and vengeance. Whereas the Elric brothers are going to try to get their bodies back, but along the way, they're going to do good deeds for the, you know, for the guilt that they had about what happened to them in their past.
That's okay. That's interesting. So, do you view Scar as like a bad character?
I mean, he was bad. Well, okay, if we're talking about bad in the sense of how he's written, or bad in the sense of just the story, like morally, in the sense of
the story.
Morally, no, I didn't think he was morally off. Honestly, I could totally understand his perspective. You know, his brother sacrificed his life to save him,
Right.
And he felt like he owed it to his brother and to his family to avenge their deaths.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's but the way that he went about it was kind of crazy. He's just killing all these alchemists. But at the end of the day, I understood where he's coming from. Would I have done that?
Like,
probably
you're all the
not.
same,
I probably
fuck
would have
you.
forgiven them, you know. But he eventually comes around and realizes that, you know, if he really wanted to avenge their deaths, he would promote not non-violence, but promote a way to get to peace that's actually possible. Whereas he he realizes that. He says it. He even says it out loud. He says that I've been seeking retribution this whole time through the violence that I was perpetrating on these people that had perpetrated against me. But now I see that like not all these people have that ill will towards me, and I can do something to make the situation better. Because he was living in a world.
I think he
was living in a world where Ishvalans are always going to be oppressed. So I might as well kill as many of these people as I possibly can. He wanted to exterminate them like they tried to exterminate him and his people, which is not a viable solution. He realizes,
right? Especially because like if you go about that, like that's like the realization of like an eye for an eye. Like he's like, oh crap, like if I keep doing this, I'm gonna keep being viewed as the bad guy. Mm-hmm. When like the initial bad guys, like for the people that don't know the story, right? If you just join the military, right? Mm-hmm. Like Edward, you don't know like why the hell is this guy killing us? Like he's obviously bad because he's out here trying to kill us.
You don't even know who he is, but he's killing.
Yeah, it's like with the like
the whole battle between Amestris and Ishvalan is past. It's
right,
like 10 years to have passed or something like that. And so now you're just killing people that had nothing to do with it. They're just part of the organization.
Right.
And do you just kill these innocent people in this organization that had done something in the past that was horrible? Or do you try to help your own people or try to seek retribution through other means besides just blindly killing anyone who's a part of the organization?
Right. Though I could totally understand him coming after Mustang, though.
Oh my God, of course, dude. Jesus. And Kimberly, too. Oh my God. Kimberly was the worst. I mean, he was betrayed. I mean, they all murdered so many Ishvalans. But Kimberly...
Fuhrer is the worst.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fuhrer's not even human, really. He's a half homunculus, half human.
Bro, actually, okay, the thing that totally threw me off in Brotherhood was when it was like, oh, the Fuhrer wasn't actually, like, the first. Like, we had several people that we were trying to make the Fuhrer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you remember that section?
Of course.
I was like, holy crap.
There's like
everybody's like just about as strong as him, and he's like impossible to kill.
They were bred, remember? They were bred
from birth
and raised by the military, and then they injected like the philosopher's stone juice. Philosopher's stone juice into their veins, and some of them died. Like the majority of them died, and he was like basically the only one who survived. That's how they tell the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the strongest one.
Yeah, that shit was insane. So anyways, this talk is obviously filled with a shitload of spoilers.
Oh my God. I mean, you got to say that in the beginning. Like, that has to be a part of the preamble.
But like whatever though. I feel like these spoilers are enough to like make you like if you were on the fence and you actually thought that FMA or Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was like shitty, like I think these concepts are like enough that you'll be like, holy crap.
Yeah, I should probably watch this show that these guys are rambling about. Because it sounds pretty awesome, I think.
It's so fire, dude.
I don't really know these guys, but... yeah.
No, Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely something I recommend to people. Like, I try to like pick people's brains and see like what they're into, but it's definitely like one of the go-tos that I recommend.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Doctor recommended.
So all in all, it is not overrated.
It's not overrated. And if you say that to my face, we gonna fight on sight.
Say it
on
to my
site.
face.
Say it to my face, not in the chat room or in a comment.
Say it with
or
your
in
chest.
or in a DM. Or in a Facebook message or a text. Or even a voice message.
Not even a
Say
pigeon
it to
carrier.
my motherfucking face, motherfucker. I'll fuck you. Yeah.
Well, at any rate, dude, I want to thank you so much for
man.
for joining us today. I really hope that we can actually do a few more of these in the future if you're down.
Hey, man. Cowboy Bebopu.
Dude, I have to watch that.
Samurai Champloo.
We could do that.
Can do that one. Let's do it right now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, man.
Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, I'm definitely down. I'll watch Cowboy Bebop since you've been trying to make me watch it.
That's my fave, man. It's my fave.
It's your fave?
Yeah, man. What, you
Not Attack on Titan?
What, you got a problem with that?
Is it actually your favorite?
Yeah. I mean, Attack on Titan's starting to go somewhere where I'm just like,
where you're like not even with
it. It's starting to be like DBZ.
They're dropping 3.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan 3.
It's already being released in Japan, I think, but not here yet. They're starting to be like really melodramatic and really like elongating certain parts that I'm just like, where's the main story going here? And some of the protagonist's actions are just like, I hate you and I hate who wrote you because it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, fine. I'll watch Cowboy Bebop if you watch Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
Yay!
I'm watching it now. It's no comment.
Don't hit me with
only
that, bro.
3 episodes
You gotta
in.
watch the whole thing
I'm
and you
only 3
understand.
episodes in. I'm sure it'll make me cry at some point. That's how I
That's
how I judge if animes are great. Whether they make me cry,
does it make me cry,
or does it or does it make me binge the shit out of it? Where I'm like neglecting to do like things I really need to do. I'm neglecting necessary life tasks like eating and sleeping and drinking
like
water.
Eating and sleeping. It's like, no, I just have to get through this.
Yes.
I have to get through this.
Yes. And taking out the trash and clipping my finger. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. Please hit the subscribe button, follow us on Instagram, and you can follow Ryan on Instagram.
Snap.
What's your handle, bro?
Ryan Alex H.
Ryan Alex H.
Yes.
I'll be sure to put it in the description so that you guys can see what's really good.
What's really good.
And
see if you can take me in a fight
week.
if you don't like Brotherhood.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. Sorry. I totally interrupted you on the outro.
No, it's totally chill, bro. Totally chill. But yeah, I hope you guys tune in next week. I don't even know what we're going to talk about next week, but it'll be some shit worth thinking about because that's all I'm about, homie.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? Otakify out.